This is a short video of a field. It's remarkably difficult to take videos of fields. They're remarkably boring. And in the far distance you can see the hedge line there, and there's a Stragglethorpe Lane and the road over there. You can't see from this very well, but the land does rise up several feet. This field, in fact, slopes down to the right. And what I've been doing is doing a bit of work on the hedge cutter. But I haven't been cutting hedges, I have been cutting bank sides to this ditch, this dike. All of the field on the left drains down into this dike, and then it runs away from me down to the river. And across the other side of the dike is another field. That field is called the Osiers, and the far boundary is the River Brant, which flows to the left. All the water from this osier field goes into this dike as well, and so both fields flow away from me and join the River Brant, which joins the river with them. This field on the left is called Coney Close, and I'm not quite sure why it's called Coney Close. It might have been that there was an awful lot of rabbits here a long time ago, but also I did find evidence that there was a man called Nathaniel Coney. He lived in Stragglethorpe village about 4 centuries ago, and it might be that he had some connection to this land himself. And the southern headland, which I'm looking at now, there's a boundary there, and it's made up entirely of trees and virtually nothing else. There was a hedge there many years ago, and the hedge just turned into dead elms and briars, and it was a really good haven for rabbits. So I got permission from the council, took it all out, and these are the resulting trees which I've planted, mainly oak and a few ash there as well, and I just hope they survive the ash dieback, but I rather doubt it. And to connect the dike to the end of the field and my neighbour's wood, many years ago now, at least 25 years ago, I planted all of these trees. It was about 3 rows of trees, mainly oak and field maple, and they've grown remarkably well. And you can see that I have been along here in the past with a hedge cutter, so they don't overhang the field too much and interfere with the passing traffic that goes up and down to cultivate and to spray and all these things as well. But what is really interesting is inside this row of trees, and you might just be able to see it there, is this. And we'll go inside the trees and have a look, and you can have a closer look. Look at that. That is the remaining stump of an elm tree. Yeah, it's pretty rotten, and in a few years' time this will be gone completely. I remember cutting this elm down. All the elms on the farm, in the parish and all the neighbouring parishes as well, they all died with Dutch elm disease, and this was a particularly big tree. In fact, it had become hollow. And I remember coming down here, gosh, it must be 30 years ago now, felling this tree, cutting it up, couldn't even give the wood away. There was just so much wood about in those days, elm tree, and as you know, elm is particularly difficult to split. And this stands, and there are several of them on the farm in different places, and they'll soon all be gone, but this is a legacy of Dutch elm disease. And I just wish I had taken some pictures of this tree before I cut it down. There we are, a little bit about life on the farm and what I did in the past. Bye for now.